Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. It's Kova from Tweak Music Tips with our new video on the Pioneer DJ DDJ-FLX6-GT. This is a great update from the DDJ-FLX6 with GT standing for graphite. It's like the original 4-channel club style layout with the full-size CDJ touch jog wheels. The sides of the jog wheels have this black rubber coating for better grip. This new version works with Rekordbox, Serato DJ Lite, Serato DJ Pro, Virtual DJ, and can even work with Traktor with the installation of mapping files.
Now, we were able to have Pioneer DJ's demonstrator, Young Joni, on the show, and he was able to dive into a lot of the features. If you guys are not familiar with us, my name is Kova. I run a weekly show called Tweak Music Tips, and we stream live on Twitch each and every week, interviewing DJs, remixers, and producers, as well as manufacturers that demo their products each and every week. Well, enough of the chit chat, let's jump into the video.
Yeah, this is the DDJ-FLX6-GT over here. This is a material upgrade from the DDJ-FLX6. It's actually the replacement, so moving forward, the FLX6-GT is now officially the FLX 6. Basically, what's new about it is that there's new DJ software support. Any update that applies to the FLX6-GT also applies to the FLX 6 and vice versa. They run on the same firmware, so anything software-wise that's new on it will apply to all FLX 6 units. On the jog wheel, it has a new aluminum jog wheel top with spin and print finish. So you could probably see a little bit of it on the camera, but it kind of has a groove look to it. So it's more scratch resistant. If you accidentally take your fingernail and scratch it, it's a little bit more resistant to that. It doesn't leave a mark. And the grip's a little better for it, as well as the rubber coated sides. I know this is hard, but if you remember on the FLX 6, this was shinier because it was plastic. This one is rubber coated, so it feels closer to what a CDJ would feel like. You know, this is covered in our FLX 6 videos, but it still has the same merge effects, sample scratch, and jog cutter. It's driverless, USB powered, and it's portable because it's USB powered, meaning if you just have a laptop and the FLX 6 or the FLX 6 and an iPad, you can go and take this anywhere and not have to plug to any power source. That's one of the beauties of USB powered. Now, the new software that's covered with it, the FLX 6 was always supported with Rekordbox and Serato DJ Pro. Plug and play, you don't need a license for either. But with a license, it is now officially supported by Virtual DJ, and it also has merge effects, as well as Traktor 3. So now it's not only supported by Rekordbox, Serato DJ, but also Virtual DJ and Traktor 3 with a license. It's also compatible with the firmware update manager. So if you have the firmware update manager installed on your computer, it will tell you that there's a new firmware out and you need to update it. And it's pretty easy with the entry-level controllers because all you have to do is open the manager and it updates it right there. Just takes a few minutes. It still has master and booth output. They are RCA. And the price for it is $649 USD.
Is there anything functionality-wise that they added?
So functionally, it is still a DDJ-FLX 6. The only functionality that was added was additional support for Traktor and Virtual DJ. The thing is that this specific controller has merge effects, which is a little different from the smart fader function. Let me show how it works. Say you have a track. So I have this track. If I engage merge effects, if you listen, you can use that to do a tempo transition. So you could use that as a build-up. It basically creates a sample, if you listen closely, a sample of a snare and some effects. And you have 4 banks, so you could switch it up. So it's a little different. You can execute something similar to what Smart Fader was made for, but a little bit more different. And in fact, it reminds me a little bit of like a toned down version of what's on the RMX 1000, where you can use a snare build up added with some pad effects to create like a build up or a breakdown on top of your track. Overall, it's a different color. This gray color has more contrast between the black. The GT stands for graphite, which is the color of the jog wheel. The rubber actually helps dampen the sound, so I'm going to try to get as close to it as I can so you can hear the wind. It's not as loud as the original one, and it's a better grip, so it doesn't, you don't get fingerprints on the side like on the Flex 6. So that's a major upgrade point because it makes the overall feel of the jog wheel different, which is more friendly to scratch on, more friendly to mix on when you're bending, and closer to the feel of a CDJ.
Vinay asks, does the Flex 6 GT work with Traktor DJ Pro software?
Yes, it does. You just need a license with Traktor, and you have to download the TSI file, which is the MIDI mapping file. That's how the Traktor integration works. And just as a side note, if you want to use Traktor or Virtual DJ, the official support for it, if you already own a Flex 6, you just have to update your firmware, which you can download from pioneerdj.com.
DJ Good Doctor asks, on the new Flex 6 GT, can you add a mic effects on the mic output?
That's a no, only because the mic output on this is similar to the DDJ-400. It goes out through the RCA outputs only. The Flex 6, like it's been in development for years, and the microphone output, it doesn't go to USB like on the Flex 4.
Very good. Okay, so DJ Crank and Chris ask, merge effects can only be used within Rekordbox, right? Question mark.
No, actually, merge effects works with Serato slightly differently. I think in every software, merge effects is a little different. I don't know how it works on Traktor. I never tested the Traktor one, but as far as Serato goes, depending which merge effects you use, it can loop the track and apply effects on top of it, which is a combination of color effects and which is filter and beat effects. And with Virtual DJ, it actually uses samples similar to Rekordbox, but it uses different samples. So it's really interesting to see how it's applied because each software developer created how merge effects would work with their software. So it's a little different. Now with Rekordbox, you can customize it, you can change the samples, and you have more options for different effects to combine into your merge effects.
We got a lot of great comments on this. Everybody really loves the way it looks. It seems like that's the big theme here. So the Flex 6 GT is a real beauty for real. Wow. Everybody loves it. Lenny Danger, where can I send my address so you can ship it to me? The fact that it's USB powered is a game changer. It looks awesome. DJ the One, thank you so much. Looks awesome. Does it weigh more? Did it actually change some of the specs on what it weighs?
No, it weighs the same. It's a pretty lightweight controller as it is. It's not size wise. It's close to a DDJ-1000, but DDJ-1000 got it's a little beefier, especially with the shielding and the power supply. It's a lighter controller for its size. So,
all right,
you'll get to try it when yours arrives.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to, and we were going to use. I've never used Rekordbox before, which was interesting, and I was really excited to use it. So once I get it in, we'll be using it with Rekordbox, and we'll test it with you guys. So I've been using Serato for years, so Serato's not an issue, but I love it. And the effects are cool. DJ the One asks, you said about changing effects samples in Rekordbox. How do you do that?
Oh yeah. So I gotta open effects, and we go over to merge effects settings. So if you have this plugged in, you'll have the merge effects bar here, and you just hit the cogwheel, and this merge effects settings menu is here. So like I could change the snare, change the sample to, right now I have an impact snare set there, but you can switch the build effects, the build sample, the release effects, and the drop sample. And there's 4 banks, but there's 8 presets that you can start from, and you can switch every individual thing here. You can even put a sample at the end of it and have your voice drop on top of it. So it could be like you do your merge effects, and then all of a sudden you're in the mix with DJ Traktor, So that's some of the cool stuff that you could do with merge effects within Rekordbox in the merge effects settings. But basically, to get to it, you just click the effects tab. There is a merge effects section right below, and you just hit the cogwheel and open merge effect settings.
All right, everybody. We want to make sure we give away, just to remind everyone, we want to do a giveaway today. Young, why don't you show them the headphones again?
Yep, we got the HDJ-CUE1 headphones. It's an on-ear headphone. Oh, I got my power beats on. But what's cool about them is that you can change the ear cup. They're sold separately. They come in different colors, and you can customize them. And they come in 3 different colors total. This is the black one. There is also the white pair, dark silver, and red. And you get to pick which color you want, and I highly suggest getting a black, white, or red one because they come in Bluetooth. So if you want to use them as a Bluetooth headphone, you can do that as well.
Wait a minute, we got to talk about these
I changed my
amazing speakers. Amazing speakers. Let's talk about them.
Yeah, so these are the DM-50D-BT. So basically, if you're looking for a speaker to go with an entry-level or portable controller, these are desktop monitors. They come in a pair. And I am going to flip this around, and hopefully you guys can see this. But basically, because they come in a pair, all the inputs are on one side. So let me just... So we got RCA input and stereo mini. So if you have an auxiliary cable, you could plug directly into them. There's also TRS balanced inputs. So if you have a controller, the DM-50Ds have the TRS balanced inputs. So if you have a controller with XLR outputs, you could have one that goes XLR to TRS, and you can have long cable lengths because it's balanced. It has 2 sound modes. There's DJ and production. And they come in 2 sizes. They come in a 4-inch 40D model and a 5-inch 50D model. And either one is great because they're really, really bassy, but the 5-inch model are the ones with the balanced inputs. And for prices, the 40D, the 4-inch model, is $150. The DM-50D-BT with Bluetooth is $199. The DM-50D is $199, and the DM-50D-BT is $219.
Awesome, super cool. And now these are released currently, correct?
Yes, these are released currently. And the crazy thing about them is, even though they're not that big, they will blow you away by how much bass it is. Like, I remember playing this in my room and just playing music through it through Bluetooth, and I'm like, what is that thing rocking, you know? Because it has an onboard DSP, and the whole DJ and production button that's over here, it actually lets you sound either flatter or more boomy for a more club-like environment, so that when you're practicing, it's a little closer to how it sounds at the club. Now, I know it doesn't completely simulate the acoustics and the super deep bass of the subwoofer, but it comes really, really close. So you're listening to your tracks a little bit closer to that. So when you're practicing, the environment is more familiar to you when you switch over to the club. And that's a feature that was borrowed from the professional VM series. This is the DM series. The VM, V as in Victor, is our professional speaker line for studio monitors that also has settings for club or production and lets you tune the room as well.
Got it. Now, these don't have the settings, correct? Because somebody asked, what does producer mode do?
Oh, producer mode, it sounds more flat, while DJ mode, it sounds bassier. So, like, bassier and brighter. So, you know what it means to have the scoop mids. So there's a little bit more attenuation with the low end and the high end in DJ mode, while production, it's closer to a flat frequency response.
Super cool. Okay, and the 2 colors are?
Oh, and it does come in 2 colors. It comes in black and white, and that includes the Bluetooth models and the non-Bluetooth models.
And it's funny that a 4-inch generally wouldn't have enough bass, but these.
Yeah, this is the 5-inch, but the 4-inch. I wish I had him over here, but the 5-inch is definitely bassier than the 4-inch, but the 4-inch comes packing for being such a tiny speaker. Their desktop monitors are not, studio monitors for a professional studio, but it can help you when you're just starting out if you're producing, if you're just starting out DJing and you need speakers, because usually when you have like a, like a studio monitor, it doesn't have a setting that lets you hear more of a club environment, because usually studio monitors are trying to sound as flat as possible. I know some speakers might be a little bit more attenuated to be a little bassier, but this one has a switch to go one way or the other, and that's something that's unique to both the DM series and the VM series speakers from Pioneer DJ. And one of the things that I forgot to mention was with the 40D, if you live in an apartment, you can't be rocking too much bass, so it helps keep that a little tame, and the switch to production also helps you on top of that. So
good. Let's see one second. King and Queens, those are sweetest looking speakers, decent price. That's awesome. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
they are priced correctly. Let's see one second. Scratching is let's see one second. I just want to see. There's so many people love this thing. Nothing but fire emojis, which is great. Let's check here. So DJ the one asked, what speakers do Pioneer do that are active? These are active.
These are active, yeah. The amplifier is actually on one side because they're a pair, and they're definitely powered speakers, and I mean they have to be active to run the DSP and the Bluetooth. So all our monitor lineup are active speakers. So the VM series and the DM series are both active speakers.